the participants who just joined our meeting, our speaker has yet to enter our meeting room at the moment. We will be waiting for the speaker before starting the workshop. Please be patient and thank you once again. Hello participants. Since our speaker has yet to enter our meeting, let me brief you some rules to be followed during the workshop. Please kindly ensure that your mic is muted throughout the session and you can turn on your camera for more engagement with the speaker. Also, we will be having a Q&A session after the talk given by speaker. So, you may drop your question in the chat box too. Thank you everyone. Very good evening to our Deputy Dean, Puan Halida, UUM Law Review Advisor, Dr. Ani Munirah, and fellow students. Welcome to the Article Writing Workshop 2021 organized by the UUM Law Review tonight. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yap Yu Hong and I will be the MC for today. The moderator for today's workshop will be Intan Nur Nazim, a second-year law student from UUM. Now, to formally begin our article writing workshop, we seek a cooperation to honor our national anthem and UUM official anthem, Biru Warna.
Kami anak alam insan Tuhan membara langit biru mencari ilmu berteman kebudimanan bina nusa bina dunia sejahtera. Uni utama ibu yang tercinta, kami doa lanjut usia bahagia. Kami janji hormati pesanmu, ilmu budi dan bakti. Anak alam insan Tuhan membara langit biru mencari ilmu berteman kebudimanan bina nusa bina dunia sejahtera. Ini utama ibu yang tercinta, kami doa lanjut usia bahagia. Kami janji hormati pesanmu, ilmu budi dan bakti. Ilmu budi dan bakti.
Thank you for your cooperation. Next, I would like to invite Muhammad Ikmar Rahman to recite the doa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi. Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashrafil mursalin. وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام. فحينا ربنا بالسلام. يا سلام سلمنا أجمعين واجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Let your blessing and your peace be on your servant and your messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him, and on his family and his companions. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious day, in conjunction with the opening UUM Law Review Article Writing Workshop, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank on your infinite favor to us, till we can live in peace and harmony to perform our tasks as your servants. O Allah, we ask your blessing to make this occasion in success. Allahumma ya hayyu ya qayyum ya zal jalali wal ikram. You are the mercy of the mercies, and you are the Lord of the universe. Give us mercy from your presence, and shape for us right conduct in our plight. We ask you for knowledge, which is beneficial, and sustenance, which is good, and deeds, which are acceptable. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amin ya Allah. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Ikma, for leading the Dua recitation just now. Before we get into the main part of our event, I'd like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Harida Abdul Wahab as Deputy Dean to officiate our article writing workshop for today. Dr. Harida, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me first of all?
Yes, we can hear clearly.
Okay. Thank you very much to Miss MC. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wasahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, all praises shall be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for his blessings that we are able to gather for this program. Assalamualaikum again to all of you. Salam sejahtera and good evening. Ms. Tan Kai, Director of the Program, UUM Law Review Article Writing Workshop 2021. Our Honorable Speaker, Dr. Ani Munirah, all the Secretariat of Committee, the Organizing Committee, and all students. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to say a few words. I hope I will not take long. So basically, it is both an honor and a great pleasure for me to join with you here tonight. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the organizer in making this event. To me, this is a very significant event, significant program, which provides students with a good platform to learn about article writing. And I think you got a very good person to be sharing with you here, because Dr. Anira is having very tremendous experience in writing. So therefore, I would also encourage every one of you who are here tonight in this event to take this opportunity to learn and gain as much as possible, and hopefully you can benefit from this program. Ladies and gentlemen, research paper can be challenging, of course, very challenging for some, and probably not so challenging for others. But it is about presenting the research finding in a way the targeted audience can easily understand. So the purpose of the writing is basically to convey the message. So in order to convey the message, I think the most important thing is we need to make people understand, because we want to communicate our message. Yeah. So good comprehension and writing skill will go along in bringing out the most important highlights, and this I think should be very important, not just for us, I mean the academic, but of course to the students. Academic writing is a skill that we must develop because it is the way how we convey our messages, convey our ideas, to share our thoughts, and it is, I think, one of the skills that students should have and develop. And I think many are still struggling actually to maintain the standard of academic writing. Therefore, this kind of program is critical in teaching us how to think accurately, clearly, and again, how to convey the ideas in a basically in a well-structured manner so that people can understand. So it allows us to demonstrate that we have profound knowledge on certain subjects or on any other subject that of our interest. So academic writing has, of course, it has multiple benefits when it comes to building your academic reputation. Because I believe article writing or academic writing does have a direct impact on your career. Yeah, because it contributes to the development of the academic profile. It also boosts your credibility as the author, and at the same time, it can strengthen your professional connections in the future. And I believe that you also realize that lawyers, and you are lawyers to be, they are also sharing their thoughts through writing. Many articles in law journals, in MFJ, CLJ, reference book or textbook are written by practicing lawyers. So basically, academic writing will assist you in analyzing work, others' ideas, and developing your own viewpoint. Besides describing the work, you also need to think about how writing should be carried out. So this sort of writing will teach you how to make evaluation of others' work, and as well as for you to know how to write information in a best manner that you can. So, and the most important thing, I think, when we talk about lawyers, not everybody can understand the lawyer terms, right? So, in order for us to convey the message, to make people understand, to make people aware of the any messages that we're going to give or to convey, I think the most important thing is to make laymen also to be able to understand the messages that we are going to deliver, or that the knowledge that we are going to disseminate. So lastly, academic writing, I think at the same time will enhance your research skill. Starting from the first year until the final year, this is the skill that you need to have. And even when you practice later on, research skill is something which is very essential. Doing intensive research is more than just an internet search, especially when it comes to academic writing. It can take a lot of time to research certain topics, to gather data, to analyze every piece of information. There's so many or a lot of things to do. So as you do the research, you are educating yourself on a specific topic. And at the same time, you will develop critical thinking and form informed opinion and views. So before I conclude, once again, I would like to congratulate Law Society and the organizing committee for providing this platform for students. And of course, I really hope that all participants will participate here clearly, try to understand, gain as much as knowledge as possible, and do ask if you do not understand or if you start at any point at any point. So this effort, I must say, is commendable and should be continued in the future. So again, congratulations. And for all participants, thank you for committing your time and energy towards this workshop. I wish you all the best. With recital of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I declare UUM Law Review Article Writing Workshop 2021 officially open. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Halida Abdul Wahab, for joining us today and giving us the amazing remarks. We are truly honored to have you today with us. So, before we start, we would like to thank fellow writers for your time to take part in our workshop this evening, and we hope that everyone will gain valuable knowledge at the end of this workshop. Dear participants, once again, there is some rules to be followed during the workshop. First, please kindly ensure your mic is muted throughout the session, and you can turn on your camera for more engagement with the speaker. And second, during the Q&A session, you may drop your question in the chat box too. For your concern, the workshop will be carried out for 2 hours, which is from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., and we'll try to keep it within the timing. After the speaker has given her talk, we'll be having a Q&A session, and please utilize the chat box to ask questions, or you can just unmute your mic to directly ask our speaker. Also, please stay until the end of our workshop as we'll be having a photography session with the guests and participants. Be prepared to turn on your camera to join our photography session. And for your information, merit and e-certs will be given to every participant. Do wait until the end of the workshop to scan QR code provided for the purpose of attendance. Alright, without further ado, let me introduce our speaker for today. Together with us is the speaker, Dr. Ani Munirah Muhammad, Senior Lecturer at the School of Law of University Utara Malaysia. She holds an LLB from the International Islamic University Malaysia, known as IIUM, where she mastered both Malaysian and Islamic law. She was admitted as an advocate and solicitor in the year 2004. Dr. Ani's practice areas include cyber law, information technology law, procedural law and Islamic finance, qualitative research methodology, and computer-aided qualitative analysis software. She has been recognized as a senior lecturer in UUM School of Law in 2017. Dr. Ani has also contributed to a number of publications, including books, journal articles, book chapters, and even paper presentations at conferences, colloquiums, and symposiums. She also has a lot of experience with research projects, which will help us later on. So, we are so lucky to have Dr. Ani to share in the article writing workshop with her wide range of expertise. We are truly honored and would like to express our sincere thanks to the speaker for spending her time to provide insightful knowledge in the article writing to the participant, as well as answering the question from the floor today. Without further ado, I'll start the session and pass the session to the moderator, Intan.
Thank you, Yuho. I am now inviting our speaker of the day, Dr. Ani Munirah, to share her knowledge and advice to the participants on how to write a quality legal article. Dr. Ani Munirah, you may start your sharing now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. I just would like to do a sound check. Can you hear me clearly? If you do, please do a thumbs up. Can you do? Okay, great. Alhamdulillah. The number one task for me is to do a sound check because I fear if my voice cannot be heard. Okay. Second, I would like to thank you, our Deputy Dean, Professor Dr. Hadida Abdul Wahab, for officiating the session and for being here. It willingness to come and officiate the session is something very, very thoughtful, and we appreciate very much the Kai and our MC Yu Hong and Intan, our moderator, the High Committee of UM Law Review, the Committee of UM Law Review. Okay, I feel very honored to be invited to this session. Okay, sometimes I think the MC was singing praises to me just now, but actually I am just a normal person who is writing articles because it is part of my academic pursuit as well. Okay, but hearing that the audience today, we have approximately, it's not approximately, it is actually 156 participants today. Okay, this is what we will do. I wish that you can help me by typing in the chat box. If you are in your first year, please type in the chat box so that I will know that you are in your first year. Please type yes. Oh, sorry, first year. Please let me see your comments in the comment section in the chat box. First year, can you please do yes, sorry, first year. Okay, good. We do have quite a number of first year here. Now, let me see some shout out from second year. Can you please type it? If you are in your second year, please type second year in the chat box. Ooh, okay, great. We have diverse years. Now, let me see someone from third year. Please type in the chat box so that I will see that you are from your third year of studies. Yay, third year. Do we have any final year students? Fourth year. Please type in final year here. Okay, we do have people from final year. Is it Siti Fatima alone? Okay, we do have Nilam Sari. Okay, very familiar names. Some of you end up in my class, right? Okay, all right. Okay, Alhamdulillah. It gives me great pleasure again to be here and to be sharing my limited knowledge with everyone. Okay, and I have seen this is a very great effort. I echo what our Deputy Dean has mentioned just now. This is a very good effort to expose article writing with our students. Okay. All right, now let me just share my screen. As has been mentioned, if you have any questions at all, you can type in the chat box and we will, how shall I say, if the question, I will assess if the question is necessary for me to respond during my presentation. I will respond to it immediately, okay? But if I think that it can be reserved until the Q&A session, that's what we will do. Okay? We will reserve all the questions until Q&A, unless you're asking something very specific to the thing that I wish to share. Okay, now let me go to I think, okay, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, yes, you can. Alhamdulillah, as has been introduced, I am Madam Ani. Okay, my students call me Madam Ani. Some of you end up in my class. Some of you this might be the first time that you see me. I teach first year students for legal skills and research methodology. Some of you were in my class, but I think the couple of years I did not teach, and I focus on final year courses. But still, because I am at the School of Law of UUM, I hope we can engage from time to time. If you have any issues or problems, that is my email address. Okay, you can just email me at animunira@uum.edu.my. At the moment, I am coordinating the BPLB program at the General Office of SOL. However, okay, because I am a lecturer for LLB program as well, so I hope I can communicate to both, yeah, BPLB as well as LLB students. Okay. I forgot to ask, is it only LLB students in the classroom today, or do we have other than LLB? Let me just go to the chat box again. Okay. LLB students, no need to say anything in the chat box. Other than LLB, can you please type in the chat box so that I can know if you are from LLB or from other program? If there is none in the chat box, then I will assume that all the participants for today's session will be from LLB. Anyone? Okay, all right. It's okay. No problem, because we are also broadcasted live, I see. Yeah, we are broadcasted live through the web, the Facebook, yeah, which is fine as well. All right. So, what do I wish to come this 1.5 hours presentation of mine? Is basically what you would expect. I expect you wish to know all this. Who writes an article? What to write in an article? Yeah, what article to write? Why I'm going to write an article? Okay, so the topic of the workshop tonight is article writing workshop. Yeah, article writing workshop. So article, we're thinking, will it be written for academic article? Will it be written for
Doctor, Dr. Ani? Dr. Ani, can you hear me?
will it be
Dr. Ani, can you hear me?
hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now can, but just now cannot hear you. No, we cannot hear you
Chatbot
still.
still saying that. Oh, okay. Let me just. How about this? Is this better?
Still a bit stuck. You're still breaking a bit.
A bit stuck?
Yeah.
Okay, and a choice that I can do is to stop my video. How does that sound?
Now,
Does that
now
sound
clear.
better?
Yep, sound better.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. This is also an alternative, okay? Which we understand it will normally happen during classes as well, okay? So I will just repeat a little bit about what I want to share on this slide. Let me just go back here. All right, okay. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we can overcome the technical challenges which can make us stronger people, okay? All right, so what I wish to share in this 1.5 hours presentation is essentially the WH questions of who, what, why, when, and how, okay? Who writes an article, yeah? What articles to be written? Why do we even bother to write about articles, yeah? And then when do we want to write an article? And finally, I think the bulk of the discussion of my sharing tonight will be on how to write the article, okay? All right, let me just go, right? Okay, now who? Who writes an article? It's just about, you can see the theme of my presentation today is about cats, yeah, cats. But still, I'm not imposing upon the cat to write, yeah. Being a lecturer, or it is something that is imposed upon us by our academic profession. Yeah? For me, for example, for my friends, for example, your lecturers at the School of Law, they are writing articles from time to time. The second category is undergraduate students. Everybody here in this meeting room today, I assume you are all undergraduate students because I asked you from the first year until the fourth year of your study. Yeah? Undergraduate students also write articles. You might not realize, but you are doing assignments. You are doing written reports required by your lecturer. Okay, for example, they can be in the form of articles as well. Okay, later on, when you decide that you want to proceed to the postgraduate level, you will still be writing articles. And it might catch you by surprise that people from the general public also are writing articles. Okay? And Now, this is a catch-all clause. Yeah? Catch-all clause is like anyone with a story to tell. Yeah? If you have a story that you want to tell, then you can write articles. We're not yet at the topic of where to submit your article. We're still at the topic of who writes. It's just about you might miss the point that you are also writing articles on your social media every day. You're writing articles on your Facebook, you're writing articles on your Instagram or any other social media out there. You have a blog, you're writing on your blog. Okay, for example, those are who writes an article. Let's move on to the next one. What articles do you want to write? Yeah? I am prone to believe that we are all talking about the scholarly work, okay? Scholarly work that we are, scholarly articles that we are writing, okay? Why do we mean scholarly? Why do we mention scholarly? These are the articles that have some motive of um, technical aspects. From law, it will be legal aspects. From finance, it will be finance aspects. From education, it will be education aspect. These are scholarly works, the ones that we write, because we have ideas to put forward to other people. Okay. Now, the next point I want to talk about is what you write in that article. It could be short article or long article. Yeah, I can see your promotional items for UM Law Review. I can see your promotional items for Law Student Society, for example. These are also short or long article. Yeah, short articles on your social media. It's like telling a story about a certain concept. Yeah? I can see on your social media, some students are writing on their thoughts about a certain case, their thoughts about a certain movie, for example. Okay, it can be a short article. It can also be a long article ranging on 10 pages, 20 pages, 30 pages, okay, for that matter. And sometimes, yeah, it can also be free format. Free format like blogs. Yeah? Who has not seen blogs? Yeah? Any blog that you want to write, your seniors, their work, their class works, they're supposed to come up with e-portfolio, for example. And in those e-portfolio, they will also write articles. Yeah? And sometimes there are specific formats. Let me just bring you to one example that I wish to share is the here, let me just go maybe a specific format. Okay, this is one specific format. On it requires you to put specific format. Okay, maybe it is not specific ones like a blog. Yeah, education blog. Let me just type it. Legal blog. Malaysia. I don't know what I will find. Yeah. Malaysian law blogs to follow. The Malaysian lawyer, yeah, for example. This is also an article. Yeah. Malaysia's anti-sexual harassment bill table in parliament. Yeah. Even because it's a blog, right? There is no specific format that requires you to write the article. Okay. You just simply write the article and you can put it, blast it to the website, for example. This is also an article. This article sets up the key provisions, okay, for example. But we can also have specific format whereby it requires you. Let me just go maybe submission. I can't remember. No. What is it? Maybe aim and scope, I think. Okay. No, it doesn't show about this journal lah. Okay. Article processing charges. Okay, here. Paper formatting guidelines and templates. This is one example, one of the thousands of journals out there, thousands of law reviews out there as well. Yeah? Now, the example will be to every manuscript that's submitted to the journal must comply with the following requirements. So let's take a look. For the English version of it, yeah, here is an example of the English version of the article. Yeah? So it gives you the format straight away. You can download, yeah? Download, and then you can write file to download over here. Okay, so in Microsoft Word format document, it will tell you that there is a specific format. It wants you to put the introduction, literature review. Okay, for example, it just already tells you references. Okay, just simple formatting, how to put the images, how to put the tables, for example. very specific. Normally, law reviews and journals, they will have very specific formats as opposed to the blog that I have shown you just now. Many articles here as well on case review, cryptocurrency, a lot of that information. Okay. Is everybody still following me? Okay. And next is casual. Okay. Either is you want it to be casual or you want it to be formal. Okay. Casual is like you can just say things. Okay. I was at a shopping complex somewhere. Okay, for example, or it can also be formal. On a specific date, this take place, and my thoughts on that idea, for example. So there are tons of options that you can choose from for you to write the article. Okay, so you can write articles that are scholarly. You can also write freelance articles, short or long articles, free format specific or a specific format, and also casual or formal articles. Okay, now why do we write articles? Why do we even bother to write articles? Okay, number one, I would say it is an academic assignment. Okay, you must be worried. When does our lecturer ask us to write academic assignment? Yeah, sorry, an article for an academic assignment. Yeah, now I would like to let you know that the assignments that your lecturers give to you, yeah, mostly, okay, if they can be various formats, right? One of which is written format. That written format, sometimes your lecturer will already tell you what to put in that article, yeah, what to put in the assignment, what is the subtopics that she wants you to put, and you can create outline and ask your lecturer if this outline is in line with what the lecturer expects. Okay, for example. So for that purpose, we will write academic assignments until you come to your sixth semester, whereby you will need to go out for your practicum 2. Okay, practicum 2 will be at legal firms or IPD or any other organizations other than the courts. Okay, for that purpose, one of the requirements for practicum is you need to write an academic article. Also, academic article is supervised by your supervisor. One group, one supervisor, report supervisor will normally be supervising 5 to 6 students. Sometimes when the number of students is large, probably 6 or 7 students. Okay, so I am telling you now that why do you write articles is sometimes it is imposed upon you by your lecturer, imposed upon you by the course that you are taking. If you're taking a practicum, definitely you cannot run away from writing articles. If you are taking any other courses, your lecturer gives a topic for you to write, either individually or in groups. Okay, then you can go for academic assignment, write that. And after that, discuss with your lecturer if it is something that is worthwhile to be publishable or not. Okay, that was what we did for my course that I took. Okay, young lecturers. Well, I don't consider myself young, but because I joined UUM quite a bit late, then we were required by our employer, which is UUM, to take up this postgraduate diploma in higher education, learning and teaching. A lot of assignments that we have to do during that session. And the best part of it is we could convert our academic assignments into publication. I would like to give you an example because now when you are working in a group, please make sure that you choose a group member that you are comfortable working in, because after that, your assignments will not remain as an assignment that you submit to UUM Online Learning. It can be after this you submit to somewhere else, and I would recommend you submit your articles to UUM Law Review. Okay, the host for our workshop tonight. Let me just give you an example of one assignment, but this is very, yep, it's missing. Okay, let me just go. Is it this one? No, this one? Okay, this one. This is one of the assignments that my group members, there were 5 group members, Dr. Ishabi from STEM, Dr. Hazlina from SAPSP, Dr. Ain Husna, your madam from SOL, myself, I'm from SOL, and a fellow lecturer from SOG, Dr. Aili Hanim. We were in the same group. Yeah, same group to do our assignment. We did our assignment. We carried out research. This is an example of a research article. Later on, I will introduce to you about that research article. And that topic is on the roles of higher education institutions, because our diploma program was on higher education in producing holistic graduates. Okay, so what we did was we wrote that article. How many pages? 14 pages altogether, just to show that this is a very cunning way in which we not only do the assignment and put it aside. Now we do the assignment and we bring it further, yeah? Bring it further to what would benefit us along the way, yeah? All right, let me just show you just a lot of things that we mentioned here, okay? And the analysis as well until the conclusion, okay? Here is the conclusion, okay? The conclusion. Just an example that I wish to share with you as well. Okay, number one is academic assignment. Number two is visibility. Visibility. When you write articles, okay, and your article is being made available online, it is a very good way to get people to know what is your expertise. Even students, you write articles, people get to know you. Yeah. I was once in an interview committee for the admission of students. Yeah? At one institution that I'm not going to say, yeah? We were tasked to interview these candidates if they can come to join the academic program or not. And an academic undergraduate program, okay, for that matter. And there was one candidate who stood out among the rest. This candidate mentioned that because when we asked, he was very young, I think 18 or 19 years old, and probably I think 20, 20 or 21 years old, I can't remember, but when the way he introduced himself, he mentioned his name. My name is so and so. I am from which state. I have this passion on I don't know, just technology, for example, technology or cyber law. And my thoughts on cyber law has been published in 2 articles that I have written in the past. So it's one way that we can say our passion on a specific topic, we can write it and make it available online. Normally, not we don't make it available online. It's the publisher that makes it available online. So if you submit your article to UUM Law Review, for example, your article will be made available by the UUM Law Review Committee. Yeah? You are the author. Likewise, if you submit to any journal out there, any law reviews out there, okay, you will they will make available your articles. Okay, so from there, people Google your name, and that if your name is available during using the SEO, search engine optimization, they search Ani Munira, cyber law, for example, then you will find my articles on cyber law. Okay, that's a very it's a visibility way of we just do one time, and any one time after that, yeah, it's just kerja sekali, visibility berkali-kali. It's like you work one time, but your article will be there forever. People will keep digging and getting those information and to get to know you. That's why we have to be responsible for what we write. I always tell this to my students. Okay, the social media that you have, true enough, that is yours. That social media, for example, I have, I don't know, a Facebook account, for example, and that Facebook account is mine. I can write whatever I want there. But you see, an information, once it is digitized, it will be captured online forever. Even when you delete that post, it will still be there, actually. Even intelligent people can dig out that information. So you have to be responsible. You have to share things that are beneficial for other people. You don't say curse words. You don't incite hatred. You don't copy other people's work, okay, in order to write the article and to publish it some more. So therefore, we have to be responsible. Okay, visibility. People will still link our name to that article, link our name to that topic that we are writing. Next is promotional item. Okay, promotional item. People write articles because they want to promote something. Have you seen? some of the articles mentioning like that. Let me just bring you one very quick example then. Can I move this? No, I can't. This, yeah, no, cannot. Okay, let me just give you, okay. Is in articles, one of the famous article submission. Okay, so 500,000, 500,000 expert authors share their articles on various topics. Let me just legal example. Legal, let's go to I don't know, criminal law, just to show an example of criminal law articles. So you see, these are example of promotional articles. You need someone on your side. Okay? Top criminal defense lawyer in Hampstead, and then it writes the article, and then suddenly there comes Izin article source. So when you click on Liam Gallagher's page, you can actually see a lot of articles written by him. Oh, sorry, not a lot, only 2 he published articles, but 61 people have viewed his article. So you see, when you write articles, let me just show you another example which is more appropriate. Applying the clemency, let me just go here. First, second, and third degree murder in the US. So when people write articles, they will write, and then suddenly there will be a resource box over here. My blog has more information on Jennifer's case. So they write an article. Izin article is very famous. Okay? Izin articles is very famous, and people all over the world, including Malaysian authors, also write their articles here. So when you write something and then there is a blog like this, people will click on it. It's like backlink. Okay? People call it as backlink to Jennifer's page. Yeah, for this. So one of the purpose is we write articles which are meaningful to other people, but at the end there will be a resource box to promote a certain item. And the fourth one is sharing thoughts. Okay, sharing thoughts. You have ideas to write, so you share your thoughts. You have some work that your lecturer asks you to do, and then suddenly you think you can expand it further. You have another thought. This is not to be graded for that particular course that you are taking, but you have your thoughts you want to write. Write an article, okay? And for the purpose of visibility, for the purpose of academic purpose, I would highly recommend you to submit to reputed law reviews or journal pages, okay? So that your articles can be there and read by the academic community, by the practitioner community as well. And sharing findings is when you have the research, yeah? You have carried out research and you say, wow, this research that we have conducted, it is suitable to be shared with other people. So why not I share the findings? Any questions so far? Is everybody still following me, or you are already sleeping? Okay? I hope you are not sleeping yet. Yeah, I hope you will sleep after this. Okay. All right. Okay, good, good. Good not sleeping, bukan good sleeping. Okay, all right. So when do you want to write? Yay. When do you want to write? My answer will be the number one. Yesterday. Please write yesterday. It's like when you go to a legal firm, right? When I was practicing. So practicing as a lawyer is always your client gives the job and they expect you to submit yesterday. Today they give the job, they want you to submit yesterday to show how urgent the matter that they want. Okay, so the faster you can meet the deadline by the client, then more cases will come after that. Okay? But if you take one case too long, then probably that client will run away to another lawyer who can meet the time demands. So that's why I would like to say, when do you write yesterday? Do you have to wait until UUM Law Review opens up a new submission? No, you don't have to wait until they open up a new submission. You start writing because you don't know when you will complete. Okay? If you wait until the next time UUM Law Review opens up a submission, then it might be too late for you to do the writing. Compared to your friend. Yeah, your friend has already started writing yesterday. So when the time comes, it opens up, then you can submit your articles, for example. So my answer is write as soon as possible, if possible by tonight. Okay, if it's a daytime, then I will say today. But since our workshop is at night, so I'm going to say, please start writing tonight. Okay, so when you close the computer later on, okay, it's not like you sleep straight away. I want you to start brainstorming. What is a topic that is close to your heart that you want to do the writing? Okay, or you can also choose to wait until the time comes. Believe me, I have been there and done that. If you wait until the time comes, the time will never come. Yeah? Or if you, unless it is academic assignment lah, academic assignment, the time will come when the deadline is tomorrow. Today you will be doing the written assignment. But no, please don't do that. I want you to write, to be smart. Okay, I always tell this to my students: be smart. If the deadline is sometime to come, okay, please start immediately, as soon as possible. Okay? Please do not wait until the time comes. Why? Because we cannot wait for perfection. Okay? If you see me now, because I switch off my webcam, right? If I switch on my webcam, you will see like uh, uh, macam tanduk tau keluar daripada kepala ni. Don't wait until the time comes, yeah, because you will always be more productive if you write as soon as possible. Okay? Tonight itself. Okay? When do you want to write? Yesterday, today, or wait until the time comes? Now, how? Okay? How do you want to write? Will you be using an article builder? Yeah, there are softwares out there for article builder, but they are not suitable. I repeat, they are not suitable for academic writing. Article builder can be used for promotional items. Why? Because they don't care about any similarity indexes out there. They don't care about you getting a paragraph from, I don't know, the Star. The Star ni kan sup khabar kan? It's like an online magazine, online newspaper. One paragraph taken from there, they chunk up those article, one paragraph from one website, and in the end, that one article is ready, but it's a compilation of chunked up items from other websites. Very dangerous because you have to be responsible for what you write. Do we copy and paste? Can copy and paste, but please paraphrase and give credit to the person who has written. Okay? If you don't paraphrase, for example, not paraphrasing means you not only take the idea of that person, but now you also take their own words, yeah, which is very dangerous as well. We want to train our students to become thinkers. Yeah, you will not necessarily referring to any academic program at UUM. Thinkers, all students, regardless any program that you are taking, you need to be thinkers. Okay? Why? Because one of the learning outcome domains for SOL, probably for LOD for SOL programs lah, LLB as well as BPLB, is we want to train you to solve problems, problem solving skills or cognitive skills or thinking skills. That is, we want you to think about the ideas or thoughts out there, yes, so that you can put them into writing. Law students from UUM are not only students who can speak well, yeah, because we are known, law students, VPLB students, they are very well known uh, being good advocates, yeah, people who can speak nicely, speak using your minds, speak using beautiful words, for example. But we also have to train our students to write quality papers, write quality assignments. So that's why we one of the purpose of today's workshop is we want to train you, okay, to be able to think and be able to reduce your thoughts into writing. Next, the third one is throw your thoughts onto the paper. Do you have ideas? Yeah, last time we carry with us 555 notebooks, but you are all very young. You might not know buku 555. When you are born into this world, buku 555 is no longer famous. During my time, that small book 555, yeah, very famous, very thin books, but we carry them around in order to put our thoughts into it. Lecturer or teachers give us assignment, or homework, then we will write it in the 555 book. When we get home, after completing one, we will slash out that. Or when we wake up, or we're just walking past, because it's so small, right? The 555 book, we can put our thoughts into it. Upon reaching the destination, we reflect back on what is it that we have written in the book. Then in the small book, you will find, this is a very good idea. I'm going to transform this into an article format. I'm going to transform this into a proper written format, for example. Today, everything is online. Yeah, online. People don't carry books so much anymore. Sometimes they do, but very often they don't anymore because they hold the smartphones in their hand. Smartphones will have this how shall I say, application for you to put in your notes. It's a notepad application on your smartphones, or you can also install note-taking applications like Evernote, for example. Evernote is also very famous. Or Dropbox text edit. Yeah, also you can, once you type in the Dropbox, it will straight away go to your Dropbox account. Yeah, also very interesting. Or you can just record, speak your mind, record the audio or the video. Yeah, for example, a very interesting situation as well. You just record that audio or that video, and then you can transcribe it after this, or you can also use an application to transcribe it. Let me just go very quickly to Autodesk AI. This is an example. You might have heard about this before. Okay, so whatever ideas or thoughts that you may have, let me just go. This is, I should open this much earlier so that you can take a look at it. Log in. Where you can speak, and then the system will automatically use the AI in order to transcribe your thoughts. Okay. Lambat pula. Okay, you can test on Autodesk AI after this. Yeah. Let me just proceed a little bit, then we can come back. Oh, okay. Now it's here. Google. Okay. I would like to welcome everyone to our workshop tonight. The output from the workshop is that you are expected to complete at least one written article to be submitted to the law review. Okay, can you see what just happened just now? I just mentioned those words and it comes out in transcription format. Yeah. If you use a proper English like I did just now, then it would, how shall I say, transcribe it nicely. Yeah. But if you just mention broken English, for example, or Manglish or Singlish for that matter, then it might not come out as nicely as this one. Yeah. I have written a few articles, in fact, using Author.ai. Why? Because number one, if you speak things, there will be grammatical errors, correct? Which is okay. It means that it comes from your mind, and it doesn't come from any other sources out there. This is my number one strategy. How do I avoid plagiarism? How do I avoid similarity index, which is very high? I speak to the computer. Yeah. So I have two options here. Number one, I use my handphone to record whatever I want to say, and then in Author.ai, I will import that audio. Second alternative is I will just open my Author.ai and it will automatically transcribe what I want to say. I hope you have gotten the idea now. Some idea meaning there is no excuse for you not writing articles because there are so many applications out there that can help you. Not applications to write the article, but applications to facilitate your thinking, to reduce whatever that comes to your mind, reduce it into your audio format, and then now you can put it into textual format. Okay, this is very interesting, I tell you. Okay, one article that I have done this extensively last time. Let me just show you. I'm pausing the screen. One article that I have written. Okay, now I'm not unpausing the screen. Yeah. This is a research methodology blog, Atlas TI. I have written one article on harnessing Atlas TI Cloud for collaborative qualitative analysis. A very short article. Yeah, this is no introduction whatsoever. Suddenly it comes to here. Yeah, who's in the research team. So I just mentioned that for this article there is no specific format. I just speak to the, of course, images I draw somewhere else. Yeah, speak the wordings, and it comes into written format, which is very interesting, so that I can do this. I can put this into article format, very short article, but still it's doable. Yeah, no excuses for you not to write an article. Yeah, for an example. Okay, next. How to write? Let me just bring you next to the types of academic articles that you can write. Okay, academic articles. Now we're moving on to the more serious stuff because, as I promised, a lot of the discussion will go to the how to write academic articles. Okay? There are two types of academic articles. The first one we call it as concept paper, and the second one is research paper. Yeah. Should I do this? I think, okay, here. The first one, we call it as concept paper. The paper conceptualizes a certain subject matter. I am passionate about capital punishment. I do research on capital punishment at various countries, and then I will publish that article on this is just an example because criminal law is not my forte. My forte is cyber law and IT law. Okay, but I still, the paper conceptualizes a certain subject matter. The second one is a research paper. Research paper is a consequence of us carrying out research, an output of a research having been carried out. So after we carry out a research, and then we are going to go for reporting of that findings. So two types of very different format, very different example that I'm going to show you. Okay. What makes up a concept paper? This is interesting because concept paper, you don't have to carry out research. I mean, you don't have to go and collect data. But here, you just write a conceptualization of a certain concept that you want. We start with an abstract and keyword. You put the introduction, problem statement, literature review, content 1, content 2, content 3. For example, your topic is on the benefits of why capital punishment should be abolished. For example, so content 1 is factor 1 why it should be abolished, factor 2 why it should be abolished, factor 3 why it should be abolished. Okay, I hope you can see the structure here. What makes up a concept paper? We start with abstract and keyword, introduction, problem statement. Let's do a little bit of bedah siasat. Yeah, it's like we're gonna do okay. This is an article, an example. This is an example of conceptual paper. Organizational implications of technology adoption at the Malaysian civil courts. So you can see the key concept of my paper is number 1, technology adoption. Number 2, Malaysian civil courts. Yeah, so the courts accepting technology at the courts. So my paper focuses on the organizational implications because this is part of my PhD thesis. is an academic assignment, right? So I did the academic, and then I picked up small portions of it to be publishable. So you can see it's only 5 pages. Okay, 5 pages is still publishable. Okay, it depends on the requirements of the journal or the law review that comes to you. Okay, now when I put the topic organizational implications, so I have to introduce technology adoption, Malaysian courts, and then I have to deliberate on the organizational implications. So here it is. Content 1, Content 2, Content 3. Organizational implication 1, organizational implication 2, organizational implication 3. So here is the abstract. So I mentioned about the abstract. Yeah. And then research found numerous implications. This is the finding number 1, finding number 2, finding number 3, and finding number 4. And then this is the implication of the study. Okay, so now the paper concludes empirical data to further corroborate. So therefore, I begin with the introduction as mentioned here. Okay. Abstract and keywords. I see the keywords here. Sorry, I missed that. Keywords. Yeah, these are the 3 keywords for my article. Introduction. I have written the introduction over here. And then I go to literature review or the problem statement. I think problem statement, I have mentioned it here. Yeah. Nevertheless, okay, problem statement, nevertheless, there is scarcity of literature and past research which just examine the impact of technology to the courts respectively. Okay, so I mentioned it over here so that it will be my, how shall I say, it will be my problem statement. Okay? And then literature review, a review of what other people have already written. Some of them are actually my own paper here. Hamin et al. Is my supervisor. Because we have been writing even from our study days. Okay? I started writing during my master days. Okay? But now the IT literacy is very high. For undergraduate students such as yourself, okay? It will be very, very, you starting early than other people. Okay? And then methodology, because this is a research paper as well. Okay? And then let me just show a second example. Oops, not this one. Not this one. I think it was, okay, this one. But this has already been mentioned. Oh, sorry. This is not a concept paper. This is a research paper example. Okay, this one. I'm sure you have known this person. Okay? This is a conference proceeding. Also an article. That article is only, I think, 7 pages and written by your senior, okay? My student, my master student, on the potential and pitfalls of cloud computing adoption. So make it a little bit big, okay? Here, um, me, okay? And then this is a concept paper. So we begin by the abstract, keywords, yeah, and then introduction, okay, and then in tandem with the need, yeah, right? So straight away it goes into the literature review. So that's why we have this Mas'ud, Akande, for example. Okay? So I can share these example documents for your reference so that you can take a look how, because here it says the topic, right? The concept of this paper is potential and pitfall. So the authors started with potential of cloud computing. Number 1, easy and flexible, facilitate online learning, storage, and then here are the pitfalls. Very easy. It's very straightforward actually. When you already decide what is going to be the key concept of your paper, okay, then you can straightly focus on the ideas, the outline. Yeah, outline is very important as well. Confidentiality threats, data security, slow connection, and then conclusion. Yeah, conclusion is very interesting as well. Okay, right. Do you have any other articles here? No, not yet. So later on when we come across that. What makes up a concept paper? I hope you can see what makes up a concept paper. Okay, moving on. What makes up a research paper? Okay, now you will see concept paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. Research paper is a lot more. Okay? Abstract and keywords, introduction, problem statement, research question and objective. So here, research question and objective, objective maybe, okay? Because it's a response to the problem statement in the concept paper. Okay, and then we have literature review. This is not methodology findings 1, 2, 3 is not available in the concept paper. Okay? And then you have the discussion and conclusion and references. What makes up a research paper for, okay, for example. So as I have mentioned it earlier, concept paper versus research paper. Concept paper is to conceptualize a certain aspect. Research paper is an output from your research. I have an example here. Actually, I've already shown the example just now, but just to show you, okay, because research paper will be a little bit longer, okay. For example, 14 pages here. It's like abstract. Okay, you have the abstract, how to cite, okay, for example, abstract, and then we have this. I think there is one other example that I can share as well here. Good, I think I accidentally. Oh yeah, this has already been shown. Has it? I think this has been shown just now on hacking. Yeah, this is a. Yeah, we have seen the example format here. Okay, the example format for International Journal of Law, Government and Communication, you can download. After downloading and after being accepted and after published, this is how it looks like. Yes, like the theories. The example paper just now, this template. Okay, so we have added in our information. Okay, for example, the theories. So here I wanted to talk about the theories, also a concept paper. Okay, abstract keyword, introduction, literature review. Yeah, we did mention literature review, but hacking and its criminalization is the literature review section. Okay, and then moving on to these are the example law. Okay, and here the theories. Okay, this is the main discussion. Routine activities theory, images, we drew it ourselves using PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, we drew it. And articles, when you have drawings, from my experience, have a higher acceptance rate, especially if you draw it yourself. Yeah? If you copy it from somewhere, you have to put the citation where you get the image from. Please never, never take another person's image, table, or diagram and not citing them. But from my experience, when you when you draw your own, then it's number one, how shall I say, it's unique, unique because you write. Journals like them, law reviews like them because later on people will be citing that journal, that law review, for example, because this is the first time this appears. Of course, gambar biasa-biasa je, we use PowerPoint to draw this, and then the second theory, also a diagram we drew ourselves. Okay? So another theory, drawing, another theory, drawing, okay? And finally, deviant subcultures, okay? And conclusion, okay? And conclusion, that's something which is just I like to share with you. Okay, the research article just now is a little bit longer as opposed to, let me just say, this is 11 pages, quite similar number of pages here. And introduction, objective, see, what is the problem? Okay, here, this is the problem that I introduced. The problem seems to lie in the students being engaged in both the academic and non-academic programs. The danger of this phenomenon is that students might not truly appreciate the direction of their output being holistic graduates. Okay, so from there, we identify what is the problem so that we can justify our research. Okay? And then here is the literature review section. And then the methodology section. Here is the methodology section. We issued out response a Google form, Google form actually, and we got 367 responses from all students of Colgi, CAS, as well as COB. And then this is our analysis in the computer software of Atlas CI, okay? And then we reported the findings, the findings. And until conclusion. I can also give you the link for you to go through this example article. Right. Okay, good. How long does the article need to be? How long does the article need to be? How many number of pages or how many number of words? From my experience, some journals, they specified they want it single spacing, 12 times New Roman, maximum 5 pages. But very often people will say how many number of words that you are required to write the paper. It depends very much on the review or the journal or the conference that you are submitting your paper to. Let's take a look at an example. Ding, ding, ding. No. Yep, cannot find it now. Okay, it's this one. Okay. This is the homepage of UUM Law Review. Please kindly consider submitting your articles to UUM Law Review. It makes the lecturers, the school very proud of the running of this UUM Law Review initiative. It is so long. Okay. Okay, all right, good, good. Now we've come to the submission guidelines, okay? All right, here, very straightforward. It mentions abstract, ada tak abstract? Okay, should not be more than 300 words. Very common. 200 until 300 words are the common number of words in an abstract that is allowed, okay? And this is standard, 300 words. 3 to 10 keywords that are related to your research article, and the minimum 2,000 words, maximum is 5,000 words. Please be mindful of the number of words that you write. If they require 2,000 minimum, please do not submit 1,900 words. Definitely, it must be 2,001 words until 4,999 words, for example. So please be cautious, because this is very, very important. There are reasons why the committee set that number, and we respect, we respect them. Likewise, I think IGLGC did not mention, here it is, number of words. They did mention not more than 300 words. That is very clear. But for the article, I don't think they mentioned how many words. But recently, I think 2 days ago, we received acceptance email from one of the GAE journals on advanced research journal. They say the minimum is 6 pages. They go by pages and they don't go by number of words. 6 until 12 pages. Minimum 6, maximum 12. Okay, so me and my team, we are working on coming up with that paper, because our abstract has been accepted. So we want to write that full paper after that. Okay, right. So that's it. Yeah. Oh, here it says, 6 until 20. This is for IGLGC. 6, minimum 6, maximum 20. Minimum reference is 15 references. Okay. Okay, next. Choosing a topic. So what to write? What do you want to write? Let me just go a little bit quick here. I think I have around 10 minutes left to talk to you. We choose a topic based on a topic that is close to our heart. Because my passion is cyber law, when somebody comes to me and tell me, Ani, please write on medical law, I will faint. I pitam. Why? Because my area is different. I can write on medical law is one of the courses that I took during my master days. I took medical negligence law. One of the courses that I got an A, in fact, for that course. But besides that, because I have decided to specialize in a certain topic. Cyber law is a topic which is close to my heart. So from there, cyber law is also I took during my master days, and I have decided to focus on cyber law for my PhD. And after that, I focus on cyber law for my academic pursuit as well. Okay, a topic that is close to your heart. Dalam bahasa Malaysia, kita panggil tepuk dada tanya selera, everyone. So please ask yourself, what is a topic that is close to your heart? Okay, you don't need to limit to one topic, two topics. You can choose any number of topic, but not so diversified. Okay, just choose any topic that is close to your heart. And most importantly, you need to check the scope of the review, the journal, or the conference. I stated here because law students, yeah, you can choose to go for a law review, law journals, or legal conference. Okay, uh, law review, UUM law review will be opening their arms, okay, to your submissions. Law journals, okay, we do have UUM Journal of Legal Studies, parked at Penerbit UUM, UM Press, but coordinated by School of Law editorial, yeah, lecturers. And sometimes you can also send to conference. Okay, recently we have this conference, UUM International Legal Conference, UUM Seminar on Law and Society, for example. That Law and Society, they just maximum 6 pages. Please don't go more than 6 pages, for example. Also very interesting. Next time, if you have not graduated yet, or you have graduated, you are still invited to submit papers to the conference. Okay, and conference, they will issue based on proceedings. Okay, proceeding paper. Okay, most importantly, you need to check the scope of the review or journal. Let me just show you an example here. Okay, let me just go to here. Scope and journal. I think it's mentioned here kot rasanya. Okay. Aim and scope. I give you this example because this example is one. Also, I am sitting in the editorial board of this journal, so I'm sharing with you. And our Prof. Alias is our editor in chief. Yeah. So that's me. Yeah. And I also speak highly of these two journals. Number one is IGLGC and number two is UUM Law Review. Yeah, I speak highly for these two. So you can choose you want to submit to UUM Law Review or to any other journals out there. But let me talk about the aim and scope. So here, a lot of scope. Take a look at any one of these topics that might come very close to your heart. Any one of these on law, yeah, banking law, civil procedure, Malaysia constitutional law, any topics that you have taken. Any past assignments that you're confident you did not copy and paste from somewhere, you got good grades for it, talk to your lecturer. Can you submit it? Maybe you can invite your lecturer to become a co-author so that she or she can improvise on your paper. Put in their thoughts to your paper as well. Advise you what to put. Submit. Yeah? These are the scope of law. If you're writing a paper on government as well, because I might fall under law, media law remedies, or for example, or I can also fall under e-government, IT management, for example, and communication, communication, IGL, GC. The second one is for this one as well, for the submission on, please, please direct me if I'm wrong, any editorial committee. Okay, so a lot of this information, they are very, very useful. You just take some time to go through, and then you'll be able to see a lot of information here as well. Okay, on what to write, the example publication that you can see, past publications as well. When you take a look, then they will be you get the idea, yeah, what have been accepted before, so that you can consider writing and submitting papers here as well. Okay, all right. Next, talk to your team or to your lecturer, because one single person publishing might not be very challenging. I say challenging because if you're alone, you might not be motivated, right? But if you have a team, maybe 3 or 4 people in the team, so you can write 4 papers. One paper, one person will lead and the others will assist, for example. I always do that as well, but on a topic which is close to all the people's heart lah. If 3 of you are happy with criminal law, 3 of you will be working on that one paper and then moving on to the second paper and then moving on to the third paper. And then you change the order of the authors lah based on the who is leading that article. Talk to your team. discuss about what you want to write. If possible, talk to your lecturer as well, because they are the persons with knowledge that can help you to improvise, to improve on the contents. And you can get the idea from Google Scholar or Dimensions.ai. What topic do you want to do? I always go to Google Scholar. Okay, let's go to Google Scholar. You can type in, I don't know, ICT adoption in courts. Okay, ICT adoption, my paper comes up. Ooh, also my paper. See, my name is here. ICT adoption by the Malaysian courts. Sorry. Benefits and achievements of ICT adoption. This is IEEE Explore. It's a conference and it's only 6 pages article, but it is high impact in the sense that it brings merit to the university, provided I put the affiliation to University Utara Malaysia. Okay, ICT adoption, a lot of articles. So when you take a look at the Google Scholar here, you can also change scholar.google.com. You can go to advanced search and then you can type in, okay, for example, government. Okay, yeah, it seems that I've tested on e-government in Malaysia, anywhere in the title of the article. For example, e-government Malaysia. See? Everything in the title. So a topic which is close to my heart is e-government in Malaysia. What have other people written on it? E-government and Malaysia. Ooh, cultural issues. Also a direction that we could be taking after this. Factors influencing intention to use e-government services. A lot of information here that you can actually use. You can actually decide, okay, if it is something that is close to your heart. See how many results do we have here? 172 ideas that you can use. Okay. The second one, I also wish to introduce to you Dimensions.ai, how to generate ideas to write for your paper. Okay. Dimensions.ai is also free. Google Scholar is also free. You can take a look at the example articles there. And I think it stays sometimes because the graphics are quite beautiful in Dimensions.ai. It's taking quite some time to load. I should have loaded it before. Okay, right here. Access free web app. Okay, here it is. This is a place where a lot of articles that you can see, for example, let's take a look. 123 million publications, 11 million datasets, 6 million grants. But for free, you can only access publication. So what do I want to search here? All in title, I just copy it, copy it here, and then I'm gonna paste it over here. Title and abstract. I think enter good. It's enter, it seems. Oh, there are no results. Let me just go again. E-Government Malaysia, 471 articles that we can use in order to take a look at the example articles. E-Government Malaysia, title and abstract. Okay, yeah, that's right. This is what I wanted to find. So in the abstract of that article is mentioned something like this. Okay, all right, choosing a topic. I hope you can get the general idea, okay, what you want to write for your article. Let's go to the introduction. What do you want to write in the introduction? Introduction contains the current, is an inverted triangle, segitiga terbalik. You start with the current situation, the problem with the current situation, and how this paper addressed that problem. In the article that I have shown you just now, that is exactly how we have put it, the structure of that introduction to be current situation, problem with the current situation. Basically only those three, okay? Like here, let me just go here. Introduction, what to put. Technology, see here, this is the current situation. This is the problem with the current situation, okay? So therefore, this paper seeks to examine the organizational implications of technology adoption at the Malaysian courts. Very easy, not too long. One or less than one page, okay, on your introduction. those three contexts. I'm going to share with you these slides after this so that you can take a look at the current situation, problem with the current situation, and how this paper addressed that problem. Problem statement, what is the problem or what are the problems that lead you to carry out the study? Is it not enough literature? Is it because Malaysia does not have that law? Is it because the statistics is going up in Malaysia? Okay, for example, I have passed my time 1 minute. I think I will conclude in another 2 minutes. Okay. And then literature review, what you want to do is what other people has written on our subject matter. Okay? That is the literature review. I hope you can still remember what is the literature review that we have covered in legal scale research methodology class. And your literature review will be divided into conceptual, legal, or theoretical. Please take the idea from your literature review from Google Scholar or Dimensions.ai. When I say idea, I don't mean for you to go and copy the articles in Google Scholar or Dimensions.ai, but it is for you to get the idea only. And literature review as well, please make full use of the UUM resources. Do you know how to access UUM resources? You go to the portal library, or I think you can also go from student portal. There will be a link for you to go to UUM resources. I'll just go very quickly here just to show you. Ada tak? Okay. This is some of my students. If you are my students before, this is not supposed to be that. Okay, skip ad. Okay, this is a playlist by me. It's unlisted, so you cannot search for it. But I do give you this link in the resource box after this. It's somewhere in the resource. Yep. Here is the YouTube playlist, how to use UUM online databases. Number 1 is intro to UUM online databases. Video number 2, how to access UUM online databases. A long time ago. I recorded it in 2017. Were you born already? Okay. How to search CLG online, LawNet. Oops, sorry, I accidentally clicked it. LawNet, LexisNexis Malaysia. How to search in Westlaw. These are the common UUM online databases. Because from here, CLG Online, you will get high quality papers. LexisNexis Malaysia, you will have high quality papers. Okay? In order to uh, use for your literature review purpose. Okay, and then literature review dah. And then we're moving on to methodology. Aha, ni nak rotan sesiapa yang teringat. Okay, do you remember the methodology that you learned during GLUP 1043 legal skill and research methodology? Yeah, because that course taught at second semester, it will teach you two parts. The first part is legal skill, the second part is research methodology. The second part is something that will be very useful if you are writing research article. What methodology that you want to use? Is it qualitative? Is it quantitative? What type of design or approach that you want to do in order to collect the data? What instrument that you want to use? Are you going to interview people? Are you going to observe people? Are you going to do online survey? Then you have to mention in the methodology section. And data analysis is how you want to analyze your data. And then there comes the findings or the legal analysis, depending on the type of paper that you're writing. If you are writing a concept paper, so just you put the concept number 1, concept number 2, concept number 3. Okay? But if you're doing findings, finding number 1, finding number 2, finding number 3, depending on the topic that you have chosen and depending on the type of the questions. And you have to make sure that you answer your research questions as well as the objectives. Finally, is the recommendations and conclusions. Okay, what is contained in the recommendations and conclusions at the end before your references? Okay, before your references, it will be the key findings of the study. You will put the key findings and then what is the implication of the study and direction for future research. Let's take a look at an example of key findings. Okay, let me just go here. Conclusion, ada tak? Okay, discussion. Okay, the findings of the present study. Here is the key finding. The presence of the present study, the findings of the study, considerable number of implications. Number 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then in this regard, Okay, here this is the implication. Implikasi kajian. So good that you have your findings, but so what? Yeah, what happens next? I say that this research is intended to be a catalyst for future research in the area of organizational implications. Hence, here is the future research. The direction for future research is suggested to be one empirical in nature. So the findings of the study could be further corroborated. Such comparison would be considerable contribution to the subject matter. So all my papers will be arranged as such as well. Okay, moving on. References. Okay, references. I hereby put the main page of UUM Law Review. Dear students, please kindly consider writing papers. Download, take a look at the guidelines for your writing. If not UUM Law Review, you have many other options as well. Okay, after this, in order to write your papers, talk to your lecturer. Your lecturer will be able to assist you. Go and meet the editorial for UUM Law Review. Get their advice. Okay. I also put here the link for my own papers. You can take a look how I structure it. Conceptual paper. Yeah, it should be article. Conceptual article. Later on, I will rectify this and share with everyone these slides. Okay. Conceptual article on hacking. Conceptual article on technology adoption, my articles as well. Research paper, this here is the example of conceptual paper, and then example of research paper on holistic graduates. Okay, you can just click on it later and take a look at the example article. Google Scholar, for you to take a look at the example articles that have already been written on your subject matter. Those articles will be useful for your write-up later on. AI, also a database that I always use for my research. Here, I have also included a YouTube list. These are the references that I have mentioned in the webinar presentation in this workshop tonight. Okay? YouTube playlist is on how to use UUM databases. There are 7 videos altogether. Please take a look and listen to my beautiful voice. Okay. Are you still with me, everyone? Or you are already asleep on your computer keyboards? I hope you are not sleeping yet. Okay? All right. With that, I would like to thank you, everyone, for your kind attention. And any questions that you would like to ask, please ask them directly. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Anindra, for the insightful sharing just now. So it is important to note that the format needed when writing an article, and Dr. has further shared the details on how. Sorry, please mute your mic. Ong Yan Teng. It is also important to know the format needed by the platform you are submitting your article to, and has further shared the details on how to write a concept paper and research paper. So I believe by sharing the example of articles shown, have also given us a better illustration on how to properly write an article. So we will now be having a Q&A session. And participants, you can make use of the chat box to ask questions, and we will bring forward your questions to the speaker. So in the chat box, currently we have one question from Nadira Moffat. Good
Hi,
evening, Doctor.
Nadira. Hi,
May I
Nadira
ask,
Moffat, for
um,
asking that question.
yeah,
The question goes, may I ask what are the requirements to publish an article online? What does the publisher looking for? Okay, so it goes back to what type of article do you want to write? Do you want to write an article for your social media? The requirement is 0. But of course, I will say requirement is be yourself, write thoughtful things because people will dig up. If now you think you are a student, you can write something, because sometimes I also, not sometimes, I happen to to be friends with some of you. Yeah, some of my students, postgraduate as well as undergraduate. I see their postings on social media sometimes are not suitable for a student. Yeah, why? Maybe they think that they are a student, they can say curse words. Some of you are friends with me on Facebook. Some of you are friends with me on Instagram, for example. So when you write curse words, people 10 years to come, you will become a very famous lawyer, you will become a very famous judge. When I say things that you put on social media, they will be digged up again. Even if you delete, the catch is still there. The your footprints are still there. People can come and so when you become someone in future, even if you don't hold any high position post, for example, it still matters, yeah, because your children might be looking at your points. Okay, so if you are writing, even though I say there is no requirement, because Nadira was asking what requirement, right? If you do writing on social media, on your blog, for example, I also have a blog. My blog is it's not ready, yeah, but it's not nice, animunira.com, but still it's being built. I'm putting more information there. Blog posts, okay, I make sure that I write things that when I pass away one day, people will remember me for all the good things that I share. I don't want them to dig up my blog and find curse words. I don't want them to find words that are not showing my truest self, okay, for example. So we have to be careful for that as well. If Nadira is asking about academic scholarly works, it goes back to the requirements of that publisher. If you want to publish at UUM Law Review, you have to abide by the guidelines by UUM Law Review. If you want to publish e-zine articles, for example, I've shown you e-zine articles, right? It is no specific requirement, but your article will be reviewed. If they say it's okay, then you get to publish your article there. e-zine articles is an international platform. So when you do write, you must have a resource box, meaning you come up with a website or a page. It can be free. Blogspot also can. Wix also can. Okay. Um, so any articles that you submit to article databases out there, you always put. If you would like to know more about this topic, please visit my website. For example, so start with the website. Yeah, from that website you write an article, so your link, your bio will be linked back to the page. So later on, because you this is SEO skill kan, SEO, search engine optimization. Okay? SEO, search engine optimization. So when you do that, people will backlink to your page, which is very interesting. So what does the publisher looking for? It depends. Okay, I have been to in November this year, I was involved in 4 conferences involving 7 papers. Okay? And each conference have their own requirement. Some conference require minimum 10 pages. Some require 5 pages maximum. So we were cracking our heads. We have so many things to say, but the publisher only wants 5 pages, for example. So in order, there is no specific answer to Nadira Moffat's question, but number one, take a look at the journal or the law review that you want to publish, or the e-zine articles or any article submission page. If you want to practice first before going, you can go here. This is an article submission sites. A lot of article submission sites. Sites.google.com, GitHub, e-zine articles ni. e-zine articles, the one that I showed you just now, iSnare.com, myarticle.com, articlebiz.com. But then you see, these are online websites that are, some are scholarly, some are not scholarly. So I would highly recommend you, instead of going for dubious pages like this, a lot of promotional items here, please target scholarly pages like UUM Law Review, like IGLGC, the ones that I've shown you just now, UUM Law Review, UUM Journal of Legal Studies, for example. But let's go for the initial stage. Let's take baby steps. UUM Law Review is the perfect platform for you to. I'm not being paid to say this, just in case you're thinking, why is Madam Ani promoting UUM Law Review so much? I'm not being paid for promoting UUM Law Review, but it is my truest and honest feedback, yeah, that I highly recommend everyone to consider publishing at UUM Law Review. It's a very good platform for you. Yeah. Wei Wen was mentioning, may I ask your opinion? What are some of the topics which are favored by the authors and readers throughout this year? Ooh, a very difficult question, lah, Wei Wen. Yeah, I would say it depends also. If you are looking at standard article, you can just go to Google. Yeah, you can just go to Google. Like Inani mentioned here, just I'm gonna say COVID. This is a Google page. Go COVID, brother. COVID-19 and the law, for example. Okay, COVID-19 and the law, because we are writing law papers, kan? COVID-19, a lot of information on COVID-19 issues. So, but you don't have to wait until that. So, for example, Google has this, Google or any search engines, they have this smart spiders. Yes, these spiders will recommend to you the wordings that are frequently being Googled. What does people type in there? For example, I type here COVID-19 and the law. Suddenly, these words come out. I did not type this. Regulations Malaysia, Act Malaysia, Essential Bill Malaysia, Impact of COVID-19 Act Malaysia. These are the predictions. Yeah, predictions by Google. Let's take a look. COVID-19 and university. See? You can see what are the keywords that people are typing. COVID-19 and university student, university education, university fees, University of Alabama. So a lot of things from here. Let me just type, because Inani was mentioning political, let me just political Malaysia. Ooh, okay, see? These are the things. Political Malaysia 2021, news, crisis, party, block, stability. So from here, you type and then you can see, oh, okay, a lot of information there. But being nice, I would also suggest you to go to Google Scholar, for example. Here I'm going to type COVID-19. See, even COVID-19, a lot of things. Pandemic, treatment, impact, transmission, outbreak, structure. Let's put Malaysia. COVID-19, Malaysia, economy, education, mental health, business. So a lot of things are being mentioned here. Let me just put law. Oh, tak ada. Yeah, COVID-19 law enforcement. COVID-19 policy. Policy analysis, respond, making recommendation. So a lot of things that you can actually test, okay, from this Google Scholar, because these are the words people all over the world are typing in order to get their thoughts on to what is suitable and what is not suitable. I hope that answers Weiwen's question.
Okay. Since we are running out of time and there are no more questions coming from the participants at the moment, we are going to end the Q&A session and wrap up our workshop for today. So thank you, Dr. Animira, for the answers given, and I will be passing the stage back to you, Hong, to wrap up our workshop for today.
Thank you, Intan, for moderating the Q&A session. And to Dr. Ani, thank you so much for your time and for sharing the useful information that enlightened all of us. For me, it is such a pity that we do not have enough time for more sharing, but that's okay. I believe that there is always another opportunity for us to meet again. So to our guests and participants, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you found today's workshop informative and helpful. So before we end our event, I would like to ask everyone to kindly turn on your camera for the photography session. Remember to show us a big smile and freeze for a few seconds, as we will need to take pictures for all of the pages. Don't worry guys, we'll be giving the participants for about 1 to 2 minutes to turn on your camera. And meanwhile, I'll pass the floor to the technical team to get ready.
All right, so we'll be giving you 1 more minute to switch on your cameras, because we will be taking each screenshot by each page three tries. So I'll be counting from 5 once we're ready. All right. Okay, I guess we're ready now. So, all right, on the count of three, we'll be taking three shots, two formal shots and one freestyle. So get ready for first pitch. In 1, 2, 3. Okay, second shot. 1, 2, 3. All right, freestyle everyone. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so moving on to the second pitch. All right. 1, 2, 3. Second shot. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle. Last shot. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Zarif. Alright, everyone. This marks the end of the UUM Law Review Article Writing Workshop 2021. Once again, a friendly reminder to dear participants to fill in the Google form provided for merits and e-certificate purposes. Please be patient as the merits and e-cert will be soon be given out. Remember to stay with UUM Law Review activities by following our social media accounts stated in the slide later. We welcome you to join our future event, and that is all for today. Remember to scan the QR code and have a good day. Rest well. After scanning the QR code, you may leave the meeting room. Thank you, everyone.